Good evening to everybody. We will start our webinar. So we are waiting just the last second because there are only a few people remaining that are asking to wait just a few seconds. Okay. Okay, we are connected. Let's send the message. We will start. Okay, well done. So good evening again, and let's go to the matter, to the questions in this evening. Okay, we are looking that everybody are around ready. Nice, nice, perfect. Okay, let me talk. The argument is a very interesting argument because we are talking about ARC. ARC is augmented reality camera. The matter is very interesting because we are applying artificial intelligence and augmented reality in our field. The things that I will show to everybody in this evening are very known, well known in our field. It's not completely new. You probably already seen at the time this kind of solution, but what is the special things that we put in the system for work, that our system is practical? And we developed it and we patented, this is very important, we patented many solutions. And you, customer, and you, distributor, are protected because, as you know, the patent of many solutions protect the customer, protect us, obviously, and protect the distributor. By the way, let's start to go in the document, the more important document, this one. Okay. Perfect. I hope that you see this ARC, Augmented Reality Camera. ARC, as you know, it's I hope that you are looking for this document. The most important point is to understand in which kind of application we are using such kinds of technology. So, ARC, augmented reality to cut panel. This is the matter. This is the point, the key point. It's a technology able to be used for cut panels, checks, and stripes, even a multiply. Later, any kinds of fabric, any kinds of letter that is not possible to treat like solid, it's available to be treated with this kind of technology. Point one, this one. A simple solution to cut single ply garment in checks or stripes or panel fabrics and leather. T, what is T? T is tolerance. After many years that we are testing this technology, we achieved that it's not possible with fabric to go better than 1 millimeter, plus or less 1 millimeter. So with the ARC, we are sure that the final result can have a result that is oscillating between 1 millimeter plus or minus. This is for single ply. Second, ARC plus pin direct. ARC is not patented, it's impossible because it's very common technology. Pin Direct is our patented system for fixed mattress in the bed of the cutting machine. It's available, it's good for cut single or many, this is very important, single or many plies garments in checks, stripes, or panel fabrics, same tolerance, plus or minus 1 millimeter. Third solution, CAN-bot laser plus Pin Direct. Both CAN-bot laser and Pin Direct are patented by us. It's available. This is good for cut single or many plies fabric in check and stripes in panel. But the question is why it's the same of the previous? No, it's not the same. It's not the same because in industry where it's not acceptable plus or minus 1 millimeters, you need CAN-bot laser. Later on, I'll show you why it's so precise. Tolerance is plus or minus 0.3 millimeters. Till now, we solved any kinds of problem for companies with single ply, check, stripes, panels, letter. Also, we solve those customers that want mattress with check and stripe, basically, and panel also. But imagine that there are company, huge company, that are producing made to measure. In this situation, if you need check, stripes, but in large made to measure single ply production, you need vision. Vision system is something developed with our partner. It's not direct. It's patented by our partner. It's developed in very near to FK in one of our partners. Okay, let's start with the first point of our webinar, ARC. Finally, ARC is an integration between CAD, our CAD, a very important point when we talk about CAD. The solution that we will provide no needs any CAD behind. For us, it's enough to receive the patterns, the pieces, because inside of our software, that's for CAD, it's possible to do any kinds of nesting, standard and even automatic nesting. In a very short time, we will have also automatic nesting. Camera, this is very important, obviously, or everything is important for the final result, but the optical quality is very important. Nesting. Nesting is not only the standard nesting, but is also, do you imagine when you want a flower in a sewing, half in a parts, half in another? Because check and stripe, we know check and stripe problems, we know how to do, how to solve, but imagine in Europe, in US, in China, in Asia, mostly of the new garment or bags or even carbon fiber needs to be exactly fitted, exactly joined in the right point. Last, the cutting machine. I want to explain you something very important. Any cutting machine can use, any FK cutting machine can use this software. So this is very important. Let me show you something. Not only a single ply machine, but also a big machine. Machine with blade like this can use these kinds of solution, but also other kinds of cutting machine. So we are talking about Freccia, we are talking about universal machine, we are talking about everything. Now, I want to show you some some videos. So I'll activate immediately the video. Okay. Just a second for find the video. Moment. Okay, now it's a video. So I interrupt. Okay, I interrupt a little bit this movie. I'll show you the movie now. I want to repeat the movie and explain you the key point. Sorry, someone is talking, is informing me that I'm talking slowly, but other are asking me because of their own English to talk slowly. So I intend to do something in the middle. Okay, so again, the movie, and I'll stop in the key point that for me are important. They could be interesting for you. Okay. Perfect. This is the ARC. ARC is the software. It's a software. This is on board. We will provide this software on board of the machine. This is the solution for LETA. There are no difference, definitely, for us to cut LETA or panel. Panel and LETA needs the same operator, needs the same solution, needs the same people that must be experts. This is the semi-automatic, the semi-automatic nesting. Okay, okay. Again, I want to show again the first movie, and I want to stop in the key point, the important point, where you was just interested and over there. Okay, just a second. It's coming again, right movie. Perfect. Okay. This is the first movie that we've seen before, but now I want to stop in the key point. You know FK. Okay, so one solution for many problems. Checks, letter, panel. Checks, letter, or panel with one machine, one software, you solve any. What is this? Important. The operator is an expert. This is not the job for everybody. This is a perfect job for those people that know how to assemble the garment, how to assemble the bags, how to assemble any parts. So these people know exactly that this shape reference must be here, this point, because look what he's doing. He's intending, look in the check and the stripe. He's moving. He's moving. Okay. Okay, perfect. I return. We return to the webinar. Just a second. Okay, perfect. Very well. Okay. So go further. As you've seen in the movie, ARC is a set of optical camera, does forecast software, the software that permit us to manipulate, to do the nesting, to do any kinds of operation, straight in the cutting machine. These are the phases, the phase 1, the phase 2, and the phase 3. The operator observing the real drawing in the screen immediately decide the position of the pieces. What means? Means that you need an expert. Each positioning can be cut on the spot as we are working directly on the real panel and not on a simulation. Why? Because as you know, the theory is very different from the practice. It's another issue. Even in the event that the piece is filed to be cut, do not contain all the necessary information, the DAS4Cut software is able to generate internal contour, notches, reference point, matching points, etc. Why? Why this is very important? Because mostly of the time, the company all the people that are doing the cutting process are not the same that are developing a design parts and pieces. So it's necessary sometimes to adjust the problems that are coming. For this reason, are included a CAD solution. So, important. As a pair, all the things that you see will be the final results. The most important point. Why this process is very important. So the question is, if I need one expert, what, how, and why I must invest in this kind of technology? Very simple, because the previous 1 hour is reduced at 6 to 15 minutes. You gain from 400 to 1000%. 1 hour, 10 minutes. 1 hour, 10 minutes. This is the point, very important point. And the precision. Okay, now another patented system from FK, very important. Pin direct. As you know, pin direct, it's patented by us. The first patent born in 1997. Later on, we had and we solved many other problems because the first patent got some difficulty, got some problems. And finally, we again redistribute, again we redevelop a new patent for this kind. The name is pin direct or free pin. Why? Because there are no problems. You can put the pin in any position inside of the bed of the cutting machine. About this, I want to do some sample. I want to show you something interesting that could be very interesting for you. I want to show you what we can do. Have some sample just over there. I hope that you see me this moment. I want to show you a real, okay. As you see, this is a Bristol. What we did a special patented stop block. I hope that you see this one. What we do a special Bristol, this kind of Bristol with a hole, and with this system, we can put free pin in any parts of the bed of the cutting machine. The point is, exists only one solution, is to cut exactly in the cutting bed, in the Bristol. We have many kinds of pin because, as you know, exists a pin for a very thin pin or also very thick. But the important point that we solved that it's very strong and can be extracted easily, and you can put practically in any parts of the bed. It's very, very important. Consider one point. Imagine to have a typical check and stripe. What do the operator? Doing this, but stripe where? In the cutting machine. Imagine 1 line, 2 line, 3, 4, till 1 centimeter, 4 centimeter. It's not recommended to go very high because the quality go down. Every 2 centimeter, you can maintain till 4 centimeters, 1 millimeter precision. Further and more than this, the precision is not very good because, as you know, the blade, when go inside the blade, thicker and the positioning, it's the best. Another very interesting point, when go in vacuum, when you have a vacuum here, further, you can also put out the pin. This is not the problem. We have 2 kinds of pin, to be honest. These kinds that is easy and you can put out. Another kinds of pin, when you need very thin pin because you are cutting silk, you cannot. This is different. What is this? This, it's also permit to be in any point and very, very striped, but these kinds, it's not like, I do a zoom so you can see much better. Just a second. Okay, okay, perfect. It's very good because you put these kinds of pin in this area where you know that there is no blade because you have a projection, you have no problem. If just in case touch here, this is rounding. So it's not ruining the fabric, it's not ruining nothing, not even the pin, it's okay, and then can cut. Consider that everything is patented. And the first patent come from 1997, something like more than 20 years ago. So belong to FK, these kinds of field and brand. It's composed from this, from the pin, and from the bristle. All 1, 2, 3 are patented, even included this one. Okay, just for show you how it's possible to do mattress even when you have panels, checks, and stripe. Perfect. Let's return to the, now we will return to the standard. Allora, eccomi qua. Perfect. Okay. Okay, perfect, perfect. We return. Then, this is the explanation how it's possible, even with check stripes in panel, to produce mattress and to cut straight with the cutting machine. Perfect. Now returning to this point. So we already seen number 1 solution, number 2. But when the customer have special problems, want to have a very, very special precision with the tolerance 0.3 millimeters, and is not acceptable 1 millimeters in many kinds of industry. Consider that I have a customer that cut mattress of a special fabric that can cost 10,000 euro. So these people want to be not sure, more than sure, 3 times sure before to cut. This is a very important point. How is possible? The solution when you have these kinds of problem is CAN-bot laser. This is also patented by us. I'll show you the movie about these kinds of technology. It's an integration between arc plus laser. Which is the difference? With ARC, you are working in a photo, perfect photo, fantastic. With the CAMBOT, you are working in the stripe fabric. So you are looking before to cut exactly the position of the blade. Here is simulating the position of the blade. If you don't like your move, then you will be 300% sure to cut exactly what you want. This is the position. You can move the pieces. You can move the pieces. You can do what you want exactly, even with the iPad. So the operator looking the fabric. This is the most important point, the operator, that want to be sure. Even with the photo, it's you receive with the ARC, you achieve the same result, but sometimes it's not enough. And we can solve any question with the customer. Look at it. Look at it. Exactly where the laser with this tremendous precision forecasted to cut the machine. Okay, this is another simulation where you can absolutely cut even the panel. This panel, you don't see the name of the customer, but imagine, one woman shirt of this in a luxury retail cost around $3,500. It's a silk, just one design done, and this design is only for this customer. What is doing now? Now, the operator is explained to the system how he wants the assembling, how he wants, where the position of the flower in the shirts, exactly the position of the flower in the shirt, as per designer instruction. Obviously, for the system, you do is the operator, the people that decide how to do the job. It's easy to cut mattress, to cut check stripe, because it's something that is done before. So let me interrupt now. So definitely, and finally, what I want to, before to start question and answer, it's for me important to explain you something about the philosophy. I return in the same point that I already explained before, because for me it's very important. Here, it's necessary to have expert, specialists, people that know how to do the job. These kinds of specialists are very rare, are not common, not easy. The customer normally have one people, and these people must do everything. So with one people, they must do many kinds of job. The machine is just augmented reality is the philosophy for, it's the right philosophy for multiply the expert. It's like to have 10 experts. It's like to have, this is the key point. Furthermore, the spreading, the manual spreading could be only manual and will be only manual, in my opinion, forever. There are some parts of this kind of job that never, ever will be done automatically. So what we can do is just help the manual people. This is the philosophy of pin direct philosophy, to help those people that must do the mattress by hands, and to help the cutting people, the people able to cut panel, check stripes, but they are alone. So the machine do, but the people is thinking. So my dear, I think that I show you something very interesting. I think that if someone has some question and answer, we can I see Marina Picasso is asking me if can I set laser line thickness. Okay, I can explain, I can immediately answer to this. Yes, we can establish the thickness. And in the movie, you see quite big because it's a camera. It was a movie, but in the truth, it's very thin. Could be also more thin, around 0.5 millimeter. But when you do a movie, laser, it's something like expand. But in the truth, it's very thin. Okay. Okay, perfect. I see other question, for example, about can the camera defect fall to later? Christina is asking me about this. Yes, but needs to be, is the same process that already you know in later. There are many solutions like this. And it's a very intelligent question from Christina. Yeah, we can put some indication. We can design the defect. It's incoming. It's coming soon, because we are working on that in the EA. Till now, we are using the machine like augmented reality. But this is auto-nesting plus experience. So finally, it's IA, in artificial intelligence. Okay, let me look. Okay, yeah, question and answer form. Question and answer form. One question from Ioannis. Is it compatible with all pattern making formats? Yeah. If you have DXF, HPGL, ISO, and also PDF, we can import and doing the nesting or doing the projection. So it's easy. My advice is to write all the questions, because those questions that we will not be able to answer you, we will write the answer. No, we will write the answer later. Okay. Oh, Martin Brook is is asking me. I do live answer to Martin. Martin, it's asking if this system, PineDirect, can use in old machine. Yes, we can do, but could be expensive, because, dear Martin, you must change all the Bristol and you must buy this one. Is it possible when the Bristol are old? So instead to put in the garbage the old Bristol, you can wait when the Bristol are finished, and you can buy this one. Okay, thank you, Martin. Okay. Yeah. A new message. from John Middleton. Yeah. It's there is a question from Christina. Do Bristol get dirty? The hole in which you put points? No, our experience, another answer, no. For our experience, Christina, they all remain. Also consider one point. If the hole, you look the hole, this is a vacuum down. If the hole is a little bit with dirty, this is much stronger than the dirty. So easily clean. So it's a good with the pin, you finally indirectly you are cleaning the Bristol. But till now we have many installations and it's okay. Pins. Johannes is asking me what is the cost of this system. It's a complete system. It's better to do the request like a request of offer. Why? Because we can use simple arc plus pin plus laser, to which name is Cambot laser, or even in a huge situation, the vision solution. So it's easy to answer, to study before the customer situation. But it's not, if you remain in the arc without pin, it's not very expensive. We are talking around 25 to 30,000 euro the arc solution. Obviously, if you want pin, it depends how big is your bed, the bed of the cutting machine. Okay. This is a repeated. This is repeat. Is another. There is a question, Mr. Tavanti Claudio, if it's possible to do made to measure dimension of the machine. Yeah. As you know, we did cutting machine till 4 meter width. It's very important, for example, in leather, also in carpets, in home textile. Even in home textile, it's very important. Mostly of the people in home hotels and home textile needs to have the joint of design, and so it's possible. Not only we are doing many time, we do many time. The best machine for the personal dimension remain Biliardo. In the Biliardo, the static machine is very easy to use a pin. It's very easy, not so expensive also, because as you know, there is no round. In the conveyor machine is a little bit different because, as you know, this Bristol go around. In the static machine, no, it's a static. Then we have some installation, especially in center of Italy, where we used a huge Biliardo, large dimension, large and long dimension, where the customer are using double area. In one area, they are doing the nesting. In the other area, in the same time, they're cutting. I think my estimation is that we are already installed around 15 to 20 arc system installed in the cutting machine, in a conveyor machine, and static also. Okay, I see. Yeah, okay, I see some similar question, similar than before. Then, okay, I already answered to this. Thickness, okay. I already answered. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Yeah, there are many questions about the cost. About this, it's a project. Consider it like project for now, because when we will arrive in around 50 installation, we can put in the price list. But till now, with just 15 to 20 installations, it's better to analyze any request. We will be very happy to receive your request. If you have a customer that want to start even with later, but consider our strength. There are 3 points very important. Why? With many competitors that we have, why we have a chance to win? First of all, because there are some parts that are patented by us. Second point, do you imagine, okay, not in the big customer, do we imagine how many standard customer no needs to buy 3 machines? With 1 machine, they can cut. Imagine with the Freccia, you can cut small, or even with the Universal 6, you can cut letter. So Universal plus arc, you can cut letter, you can cut fabric, you can cut check, you can cut stripe, you can do standard mattress. So this is a very important point. With 1 machine, with 1 system, you can solve all the problems of your customer. So think about this. This is a very important point where we won many times. Okay, I see another question from Christina Jankovic. Is it possible to cut the flower which is on the fabric in half and put 1 half on the left side and another half in the exact same position of the right side? Look in the mirror. Yeah. This is the function. This is a function in Cambot in our software. And then for the machine just execute, and then easily. It's inside included in the machine. Okay, Ioannis. Ioannis is asking about the philosophy. Thank you, Ioannis, for this question. Important, very important. We are not providing any clouds in these kinds of job. When you have a special design of the customer, consider the 15 people where we installed are working for many big brands. Any, from Gucci to Prada to, these are small companies that work for everybody. Imagine if someone asked them to do the marker in the clouds, or to do remote maintenance. For this reason, in these kinds of software, in these kinds of application, it's not possible to do remote contract for privacy reason, basically for privacy reason. I don't know, there are some companies that pretend to do the marker in the clouds, but I think that is not legal till now, or the customer not accept to do this, because we attach the more important point. Imagine the people when are doing sample is just 1 year before, sample of such kind of flower, sample of such kind of design is just 1 hour before of the retail. So this is another very good point about FK. We now needs to do any, to be connected to any clouds, to do any kinds of remote control. Just the customer can control this one. And the warranty, it's 12 months. Later on, the customer can do a contract maintenance. The contract could be remote contract. In this case, the customer don't like to have a remote support for the reason of privacy of the design. So it depend of the customer, and the customer can receive even on site our technician. We are all over the world. Okay, I have many other questions. Yeah. Okay. In the market, it's a very intelligent question from Mr. Bob, our partner. From Mr. Bob is doing a comparison between CCD camera and our system. CCD, you can use this in the advertise when the fabric is not fabric, is a paper, it's something stable. But consider our fabric. One flower is different from another. So CCD camera, intended to use CCD camera is a full disaster. It's good for advertise. It's good if you print something very rigid, very strong, like a paper, like this one. You can do any things. This is easy. You can print, it's perfect, but fabric. Imagine, look at this. Imagine, this is a panel. In the first panel, you have this design. In the second panel, this flower is a little bit different. So the CCD with the reference, with the mark point, then imagine when you move this, one part arrive like this, another. So CCD, it's good just when you have very strong material like paper printed. So it's easy to cut, but in the fabric, it's not possible. It's a very good, very intelligent question. Yeah. Okay, I have many questions. The people, many people are asking in the chat, in the question and answer, to receive this presentation. Yeah, there are no problem. They are participants. So the webinar organization is doing a registration, so we can send to you in any moments. Perfect. There are other. Okay. Mr. Yanis is asking me. Yeah. I can answer to Mr. Yanis. Mr. Yanis is asking if someone wants to invest in this technology, if we can supply ARC and relevant machine. Sure, we provide the 100% of the solution. If the customer already have a CAD, we can maintain the previous CAD, but obviously with our CAD, you receive 100% of the final results. So we can provide ARC, we can provide cutting machine, we can provide eventually sprinting machine, we can provide static or conveyor cutting machine. No problem for us. No problem. Okay. Redwan is asking me, yeah, very intelligent. Another intelligent question from Mr. Redwan. yeah, is asking if it's possible to modify the shape line manually in our dashboard CAD. There is a small CAD that we are using on board of the machine. Yeah. This kind of CAD can modify, can add the notch, can modify a little bit the shape, can do any kinds of modification, even because remain for next panel. This is important. Why we provide in the dashboard CAD software, joined with the ARC hardware, this possibility, because sometimes not all the info are arriving in the cutting room. So those info that you need, you can build this info, and this info, once the pieces are modified, remain for next marker, because more or less the next panel could be, as I explained, imagine this is a small panel. Next panel, okay, could be different, but not completely different. So if you already have a marker, you can put here, adjust quickly. So, okay, another question from Mr. Marco Belussi. Is it possible to apply ARC system in a competitor's machine? Yeah, so I must answer very, very honest. ARC is absolutely autonomy, because ARC can do this, but imagine why we don't like to do this, because the ARC is very precise and the results is very precise. But imagine if the machine of the competitor is an old machine with some ply, some mechanical problems. The customer can understand that is the ARC system is not working properly. And for this reason, we prefer to provide the complete solution. If the customer already have a cutting machine from FK, no problem. For example, we are providing even in those customers that already have a zoomed machine, or customers that already have our whole machine, but mostly of the others, we have seen that if the machine is not perfectly aligned, can damage the final results. So we prefer not to do, but we are open. We can analyze any kinds of solution. Okay, so I have another 2 questions. Okay, perfect. Sorry if you are waiting, because I'm looking, there are many similar questions, so I'm not. Okay, so my dear, needs time for think what you've seen and for doing. We are waiting your question, we are waiting your email, and this complete presentation will be at your complete availability. Then finally, I think it's finished this webinar. Thank you for we was a lot of people, around 70 to 100 in certain moment. Very happy. So if someone have another question, we can analyze. Okay. I have another question from our friends from Peru, and also from Russia. Juan Ricardo is asking me what is the training time for this system. The training time is something depend from the people, but normally if someone is able to do by manual, it's very easy. It's just 2-3 days. But before, the people required to be expert in CAD or in cutting room. If the people already do by manually, it's very easy, very short. Another question from Mr. Vasily Naumovich from Russia. It is possible standard laser point, which is installed everywhere, to collimate and move each pieces to cut from pieces to pieces on the market without using laser cut. Yeah, absolutely. Consider one point. The software of the machine already permit to simulate before. So I have many customers that don't buy ARC, don't buy CAMBOT laser, they simply buy the pin and spread in the table perfectly, align the check and the stripe, and later on do a simulation. Before to cut, they simulate the position. If the position is correct, okay, it's a longer process than ARC, it's longer than CAMBOT, but it's absolutely possible with the collimation, with the standard collimation. Okay. Okay, sorry, I see another question. Okay, perfect. Already answered, sorry. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I already answered. Okay, no more question or double question already answered. So my recommendation is to send us email. We are at your complete position. Then thank you again and bye-bye to everybody. Thank you for being so numerous, a big quantity of your people asking about this. Okay, bye-bye.